On January 7th, Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE agent. Amid the protests, Kristi Noem called Good a domestic terrorist. Meanwhile, many local elected officials condemned the killing. The next day, the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI dropped the BCA from the investigation into Good's killing. In the following days, massive protests erupted across Minnesota and the nation as the federal government decided to send even more agents to Minnesota. On January 13th, at least 6 lawyers from the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota, along with several leaders in the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division, resigned as a result of the department's handling of the investigation into Good's killing. Then on the 14th, a week after Good was killed, a federal agent shot a Venezuelan immigrant in the leg, resulting in heated protests and the ransacking of federal vehicles. There are more protests that follow and attempts to fight the federal government's immigration enforcement in the courts. On January 18th, protesters disrupted a service at City's Church in St. Paul, whose pastor is allegedly a top ICE official. 3 activists were eventually arrested and 2 journalists. On January 20th, the most high-profile detainee was taken by ICE, 5-year-old Liam Conejo Ramos. His family has since been returned to Minnesota as they continue a legal battle to stay. Protests continue, and then thousands took to the streets in -30 wind chill on January 23rd to protest against ICE. Hundreds of Minnesota businesses closed. Then, the next day, Alex Preddy is shot and killed by federal agents. Noem and Bovino allege Preddy aimed to attack agents, even though multiple witness videos directly contradicted their statements. On January 26th, it's reported that Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey had a, quote, productive conversation with President Trump. It's also reported Greg Bovino would leave Minneapolis and Tom Homan would replace him. In the days that follow, there are more protests, more lawsuits, more people talking about the impacts ICE activity has on children, community, and businesses. Then on February 4th, border czar Tom Homan announced he's pulling 700 federal personnel out of Minnesota. 31 days after Renee Good's killing, ICE is still in the state and protests continue.